Hey guys, hope you're doing well and great. Alright, in today's content I want to talk about virtual kitchen business, franchisee and licensing model. Alright, in this content I'm going to share kind of a deep information. Please do watch the entire video. Alright guys, let's get into the content for today. We're going to be talking about the future of virtual kitchen business in franchise and license model. The reason why I come up with this topic is because I recently had a conversation with some of these chef and a restaurant owner, and they couldn't figure it out what would be the future of a virtual kitchen. So I want to share with you. At the same time, I hope you may be able to share this content to friends of yours or anyone who would be interested to understand what is the future of virtual kitchen business. All right, so let's get into the content. So the future of virtual kitchen business, franchise and business model. In today's topic, we are going to be talking about three different points. Number one would be how virtual kitchen will expand in the market, franchise fees, commissions, inventory or license fee plus royalty. The second one would be who will be the majority business operator. It'll come down to a national average income earner or below. All right, and also this is about a well distribution economy business model. So let's get into the first point. So as you know, the food business is booming everywhere. So at the same time, we are seeing a lot of growth and expansions in the franchise business model. A lot of new brands are coming up and expanding their business into a franchise model. At the same time, we're coming up with new, healthier, or say more kind of convenience or different food brand and stuff, right? So here's the takeaway on this, the model of the franchise, right? So what you're gonna get if you franchise, right? So let's say you operate your virtual kitchen business, a ghost kitchen or a cloud kitchen, right? So it's not about that you will be just operating in one location for your whole life or for some period of time. There are a lot of opportunities out there in the market. So that is the reason why many businesses are even participating in this booming or say hyper competition. So I want to share with you how does it work. So what is the good part of being a franchise model, and what are the other things that we can do with the virtual kitchen business, right? The first thing is that as you have grown up your business, you will be able to have a kind of a brand build up in the market, so people will be able to get more kind of a recognition about your brand and business, and with that you will be able to market and get more people who would be interested into expanding your business and brand and become one of your franchisee. So the first thing is that once you become a franchisor, right, the other one way to make is the franchisee fees, right? So before you try to expand your business or as a franchisor, you're gonna look into four factors, right, before you recruit someone as a franchisee, right? The first thing is that you want to see if that person has the financial capabilities. So basically, you don't necessarily have to have to check with them if they have a sufficient funds, kind of $1 million or six figure in their bank balance. You can just basically check what is their kind of past experience in this food industry, as if they have ever worked in the food industry or not. At the same time, their credit score is not below very bad, right? So it should be good, not in a fair, but it should be in a good category. And the second thing is the operational experience. This is very mandatory because in franchise business you have to follow a lot of procedures and guidelines. So you have to make sure that the person who will be operating your franchise business model have a basic knowledge about how to operate this business and not make their own kind of a concept or food or whatever the ingredients that is provided by you, and they do not create their own, but only follow and prepare or sell the food according to your instructions or according to your standard menu. And the third thing is that you have to understand that the franchisee who you're going to recruit would be trainable, right? There are some people who you cannot train at all, but so here's the thing that you would be wanting them to be trainable down the line, because there are some people who you may train them but they will never understand or they will not follow your instructions. So at the end, terminations has to happen. So you don't want that to happen. So for that reason, you want to also understand the first stage that the person has the knowledge, or they want to implement or change their kind of a skill set down the line during the business. And also the fourth thing that you want to do is you want to understand the person culture, right? Let's say if you are a person who likes who operate in, let's say, for Indian foods, right? And you want to recruit somebody who is from, let's say, Japan, or let's say from China. Those Japan and China, even though they are from Asia, they probably may not be much aware of the culture or the kind of food, right, that you are going to help them out with your business, right? So you want to understand that they are into the same culture, that whatever the food that you are, have the service in your business, right? So here's the thing that I believe that you understand what I'm trying to say. So the second one is the ideal locations and menu, right? So this is about marketing as well. So you have to understand when you have to franchise the businesses that you don't want to just set it up the business location anywhere, but at the same time you want to know that you are going to serve your customer based on their cultures. Basically, what I mean to say is that the customer must be familiar with your recipe, right? Because I have been in the sushi business and I'm still in the business with the sushi, so there are a lot of people, they are kind of very skeptic about eating a raw tuna and salmon or raw fish, right? So that's what the kind of familiarity with recipes, right? So people have to know what are the ingredients that you are using in your food, right? If people are aware of your food, then they will come and they will taste and try, right? If not, then it's going to be hard for them to come and try your products, right? So at the same time, you don't want to focus on store count at any time. You just want to help and maximize your franchise business as much as you can, which is in terms of a sales volume, right? So you got to focus on the sales volume, help them out so that they can get more good sales number. But then at the same time, you want to not give much of priority on the store account. So sometime when you do a store account, there's going to be a lot of work. If you're a startup, then trying to expand franchise business at the kind of a first year, then you might would just be kind of too much of with the paperwork and all those stuff if you want to focus on the store account. So better is to first focus on the sales volume for your franchisee, right? So okay, when you do this franchise business, let's say here's the shop icon that we have it. So what you do, right? What are the ways that you can make money as a franchise business, right? The franchise model, number one, is that when you recruit the first person, you have to ask for franchisee fees, right? The franchisee fees is just a royalty fee so that you are joining the company, right? That royalty fees, what I mean to say is that you are part of the company, you enrolled, or just assume it as a application fee, right? It does not include any of your inventory or the suppliers or the equipment that you would require. You have to pay extra for your or say the franchisee has to pay extra for the equipment and the inventory and all those stuffs. But when they enroll as a franchisee, this is one of the point that as a franchisor you can monetize, right? The second thing is that as the business go on, you will take about 10-15% of the sales commission from the total net revenue, right? And the third thing that you will be able to monetize is by selling your suppliers. So you don't want your franchises to buy from outside or other vendors, right? Because that's how you want to monetize as well. So you send your inventory to your franchisee and they purchase only from you. So you set up a purchase ratio that they should not, because usually in a business operation in the food industry, the business is required to purchase about 30 to 35% to operate the business. So in that case, you're asking the franchise to purchase 30 to 35, but you're asking a minimum, an average of 20 to 25% from your end. And with that, you will be able to monetize, make a mark up the product price and sell it to them, right? And also you can provide a credit line. That's the best way to also have a kind of a constant supply and demand of your inventory, right? So that's the thing that you will be able to monetize with your franchise business model, right? And this is the second part, the license and the royalty, right? So let's say you have one virtual kitchen business, and there is a product that you have, like you have it like a 10, 15, whatever the product, right? Out of those products, there is a demand, and that particular one or two product is a kind of a high demand and has a high number of sales, right? So let's say if there is somebody who wants just your product, right? They don't want to franchise the whole thing. For example, let's say you have your virtual kitchen, and in that virtual kitchen, so you have one of the product, the top three product are selling crazy sales, right? And you're just hitting the market crazy, right? People are aware of the product, and you are one of the, let's say you are the only one who is preparing or selling that product, right? So not necessarily that somebody would want to franchise business from you. So let's say a nearby one more other restaurants from a different town, a different city, they can ask you, or they may ask you if you would be willing to license those products. So in that case, what you do is you license them, and you provide them the ingredient to make sure that they are following whatever the recipes of your product. So in that case, because they are using your product, your brand license, you are asking for royalty fees. Now, very similar to the franchisee fee, for the product license, you're gonna take a product license fee, plus on every sales, you will ask for a royalty fee. So here's the two model, right? The first thing is that your business can be franchised, right? And also your product can be licensed. So there is a lot of way. Actually, I don't want to make kind of long content on this one. So, but down the line we will do it more. If you would like to, me to explain on this, I would be happy to share it with you guys. But I just don't want to take your time. I hope that you will be able to get kind of a brief idea on what we are talking about today, right? So it's not limited. Virtual kitchen is the future, and there's a lot of opportunity in this business. Okay, so let's say if your product is good, at the same time, it's not necessarily that one of the restaurants from the same town, same state or same cities would ask for the license. It is possible that you can also approach the grocery stores and tell the big grocery store and offer them a license. You can sell your license saying that, hey, you know what, I have this product selling kind of a crazy. Would you like me to sell those product in your store, right? Or would you like to license? Would you like to buy buy the license from me? I will sell this to you guys, and you give me the royalty on the gross sales of this product. All right. So the next point is, who will be the majority operator in the virtual kitchen business, right? So here's the thing, that this is about the statistics, right? This is what is going on right now in the food industry. The veterans, right? The veterans are going to come back, right? People right now, there's a lot of demands in the restaurant industry, and there's a lot of good chef as well that who wants to, spare some time and come back and do their own kind of, business. At the same time, there's a lot of pressure when you work under someone. Maybe they want to be independent. So probably they might as well just come back and start their own virtual kitchen. So for them, it's an opportunity to start a virtual kitchen business if they are an experienced chef or a manager or a food server, whoever have any experience in the restaurant or food industry. And in general, this is going to be national average income people who would like to, skip 95, quit 95, and then start their own small scale business, right? And also, here's one of the things that you want to understand is that right now, because of the economy in every nation, there's a lot of things going on with the baby boomers, right? They have saved a lot of money in the past, but then the currency is just depreciating, right? And so it's not going to be sufficient for them to retire at the time when they have planned for. So for them, they have the capital, they have the investment, it's just that they don't have the manpower, but they can buy because they have the sufficient funds to start a new business. So they are the one who are going to come back and start a franchise model or licensing business model if it fits, right? And also we have a next group of culinary students or a food entrepreneur who would be participating in a virtual kitchen. So the business opportunity is very, very wide in compared to anything. It's because here the opportunity is very wide, and at the same time the startup capital is very low, right, in compared to other business model. Because if you have to look at it, I can share you a lot of other franchise business model fees and operation cost and all those things. So I have a list of pizzas companies, different pizza companies, the chicken companies, and a sandwiches company, the Mediterraneans, the coffee companies, and the Asian food, the bakery, and all those stuffs, right? So there's a lot of opportunities out there in the market, guys. So this business is going to be very hyper competitive near future. So you might want to take advantage of this business model as soon as possible. At the same time, if you guys have questions, please feel free to share me your questions, feedbacks, and all those things in the comment section. And as you guys know that I do provide the virtual kitchen resource, a training program with a very low price that is available for you to join, enroll in the course. And once you enroll it, it's going to be for a lifetime, and I'll always update the content as well, and we'll also share you more contents in this YouTube channel as well. And I will leave this link in the description. All right, so this is the last point: wealth distribution economy business model. As you guys know it, right? Back in the days, or say years and decades ago, only if you have the money you can only do the business. But now this business model is so much affordable, right? And it takes lesser time to learn, right? So it means that everybody fits in as long as you have the passion to do in the business. So that means that you can share your skills, your experience, your interests, or whatever you can bring it to start your business, right? And not only in America, not only in Asia, it's all across around the world, right? So anyone can participate in this business. So for example, recently a guy from Orlando, he asked me if I know any good restaurants which or say cook or prepare or sell a kosher, right? So if you are a person who only prefer kosher or who only cook kosher, right, you might well just want to focus on your kosher, right? And if you also like the halal, right, you can also focus on halal stuff. And if you are a person who likes to work in sushi, you can always do that. So different cultures, different business brand, and there's a lot of opportunity in the market. The reason why, here's the thing, guys, people now get a chance to explore around the world. They can travel, they see a lot of things all across the world, what food is good and bad and all those stuff. So they want to test and try. The palate has been changed, right? The taste of the people are changing right now. So your food, your innovations, your new ideas is going to be very, very in demand. So you want to take this opportunity. All right, guys, with that, I'm going to end this content for today. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, I hope this content was useful for you. If you like the content, please do subscribe and like the channel. At the same time, if you have feedback, suggestions, or any questions, feel free to share in the comment section. I'll make sure that I reply to all your questions and answers and give you thoughts or my advice on what you have to do. Or if you'd like to learn more about Virtual Kitchen, I do have a training course. I'll share you the link in the description. All right, guys, with that, until next video, you guys have a good day and take it easy.